SUI is now live on Axelar's Interchain Token Service portal. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a brand new token on SUI, deploy the same token to any of your preferred chain, and then transfer the token from SUI to any of the preferred chain that you deployed remotely on. Now, the first thing we want to do is to go to interchain.axelar.dev, which is the mainnet for you to do that. But for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to go to testnet.interchain.axelar.dev. Right. The first thing you do here is to connect your wallet. I already have my wallet connected, so I'm going to disconnect so you see what it looks like. Now we click on Connect Wallet, and then you select SUI. Depending on the wallet you're using, you select the option to connect, and then that's how we successfully connect our wallet. The next thing we want to do is to deploy a new token, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Deploy a New Interchain Token button. You see another page for you to prefill your token information like this, and then you can specify your token. In this case, I'm going to call it my new Interchain token, and then we have the token symbol MNT in my own example, and then we have the token decimal, which is 9. You can leave that as it is. And then the next thing is, you see the option for is mintable. This option allows you to mint additional token after deployment. So if you want to do that, you should enable this and then specify the minter address that can mint additional token after deployment. But in this demo, I'm going to deactivate that and just go straight and set the total supply for this particular token deployment, which is 10,000 in this example. Then we have the other option, salt, we should leave that as it is, and then go ahead to click on register and deploy. Now we have another interface here that shows additional option to deploy to other chains. For now, I'm going to click on deploy on one chain, and then we have two signatures to sign. The first one, I'm going to click on approve, and then the second one would pop up. I'm going to click on approve. Now our token has been successfully deployed on SUI. So the next thing we want to do is either to share with the world on X or just go straight to the token page. Now we are on the token page where I can find information about my token, the name of the token, my new Interchain token, the symbol, the decimal, the token address, the token manager, the token ID, and other information on this page. But then if you take a look at the registered chain, you can see our token is currently registered on SUI, and then we can view directly on SUI. And then we have the balance of 10,000, and then we have other informations here. So the next thing we want to do is to deploy remotely to another chain. So now I'm going to go ahead and select under the unregistered chains category. I'm going to select Stellar because I want to deploy this token remotely on Stellar. And then I'm going to click on register token on one additional chain. So I'm going to see this to sign. I'm going to sign the transaction here, approve the transaction for deployment. And now you can see that the Interchain deployment has started, and we can track the status directly on the portal. So while this is loading, you can see it's changed automatically to initialize, where we can also track on Axelar Scan. But you can choose to stay on this portal entirely without going to Axelar Scan, where you see all the changes in real time. As you can see, we now have a category called pending chains, where we have the Stellar chain currently pending deployment. And then to track this in real time, we can click on the button here, or we click here to go directly to see what is happening on chain via the Axelar Scan interface. Now we can find the method, we can see the details about the deployment, and then the status. It's currently at the confirm step. And then we can find information like source chain, the destination chain, the assets we are trying to deploy remotely to Stellar, which is MNT in this case, the sender, the source address, the contract, and the time it was created, and every other information. So let's wait for this transaction to be completed. And then with that, we can go back to the portal. While this is going on, we should see all of these interactions in real time. So now it has been initialized and completed, and we can see that we have two chains where our token currently lives on SUI and then Stellar. So the next thing we want to do is, as you can see, we have the balance of 10,000 here. We can transfer assets from SUI to Stellar. So now what I'm going to do that is to click on transfer and then enter the amount I want to transfer. In this case, I'm going to transfer 1,000, and we need to specify the destination address. In this case, you can copy your address, my address here. I'm going to paste it in here, my Stellar address, to receive this token on Stellar. And then I can click on transfer $8,000. I'm going to approve this transaction, and then we can track the transaction in real time on the portal. So this is currently loading the transaction status. We should see each step of this transaction as it goes through from SUI to Stellar. So this is currently at the initialize stage. Let's wait for it to be completed. It's currently at the confirm step. And then we can also, while this is going on and we can track everything in real time here on the portal, we can also confirm on chain to see what is happening. And this is going to redirect us to testnet.axelarscan.io, where we have information about the interchain token transfer. You can see the method code here is interchain transfer, and then we can track individual step on chain from source to destination chain. So I'm going to go back to the portal now and then wait for the entire process to be completed. Now it's currently executing. Now token sent successfully, as you can see the status here, and it also shows executed, which means that the transaction has been completed end to end. If you take a look at the balance here, you see we now have 9,000 MNT and the transfer has gone through successfully. This is how you can create, deploy, and also transfer your token on SUI using the Axelar's Interchain Token Portal. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.